Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a long, long time coming for some of you. But it's back. The WWE save. I was gonna say I was gonna try and be cocky and be like, oh, the best save one, it just fits in the gimmick of the whole thing. But it is what it is. So I don't even know where I was going. Let's just do the fucking show. It's Monday Night Raw. I do want to preference this though. I now I remember because I'm an idiot that in 2 weeks' time we have Extreme Rules. Cards already booked. Some matches will be announced, some will not. It's kind of a fucked up schedule, but with the draft, I wanted to get everything out. It's like I said, it's been a while, so remember to watch at least to the draft to see some new faces are gonna be on here and everything. But yeah, let's just jump right into the show, like old times. We have some pre-show matches at the Taco Bell Arena. We have Alex Riley taking on Bo Dallas, who he defeats in 9:42 with a spiked DDT. Nothing really else to say there. And then we have Shelton Benjamin getting in some pre-match work against JT, who he defeats with the pay dirt. Shelton getting a pretty good rating. I'll have to do some more with Benjamin. A certain commenter would like that. I would assume. But now we get into the actual bit of the show, and we open up with the official new Raw GM, although he's been Raw GM for a bit. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. comes out. He is the man, the myth, the legend. And he comes out, Rabadoo. He's excited. He's like, folks, we got him. We got Jonathan Q. Cena is going to be here on Raw every week. It's going to be amazing. Let's bring him out just right now. Just no shit's given. Let's just bring him out. And he points to the ramp and there's nothing. And Robert Downey Jr. is like, oh. And he's like, he does the pose again. He does the Scott Hall point and there's nothing. He's now at this point he's agitated. He does the Scott Hall point again and there's still nothing. And he walks off mad. John Cena has no showed Monday Night Raw. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But we do have a women's match to calm them. I mean, you gotta calm the crowd from all that amazing match we just had. We have Jade Page, Alicia Fox, Naomi, and Nive Angel. 4 women who really haven't done a lot, but one of them's gonna get a shot to go for the Divas Championship. And Alicia Fox gets that opportunity. She wins the match. She has her shot to win the Divas title. Will she be able to do? Will she knock down Astrid Dula, the witch of the Divas division and the Coven? No, she will not. And Astrid does come out. The lights turn on and off. She's there in the ring. Scares Alicia Fox. Lights turn on and off. Standard boo, spooky jump scare stuff. Markiplier would like this if Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, actually, I think it was invented by this point. I can't remember. I looked it up for the Markiplier thing. But, Markiplier out there is happy with Astrid's jump scare as Alicia Fox is, worried, She got the opportunity, but can she make the most of it? And we have a match between someone from SmackDown, Derek Bateman, making his debut on Raw against Kane. And he actually goes the distance with Kane and even beats him. He rolls Kane up 1, 2, 3. Derek Bateman just got a great win of his career over Kane. A legend of the business. And Kane looks like that. He's like, what the fuck just happened? Did I really just lose here? I cannot believe it. And yeah, he shits his pants probably. He shits his pants in anger. He doesn't actually shit his pants. I have to distinguish what happens between, what doesn't happen, what's not. But Derek Bateman runs right out of the ring. He's like, oh my god. He beat Kane, and Kane is of course pissed. He starts throwing shit. He probably there's some kid in the front row making fun. He punches the kid. He probably actually does that. I'm gonna leave that in canon. So yeah, kid just got punched. That's great. And after that, we have Chris Jericho coming out, and he goes, Chris Jericho is the best, the best. He's still a face, but he's like, CM Punk, gone. Brock Lesnar, don't know where he's at. He's never really, he's on and off, fucking Brock. And he goes, Chris Jericho is the best. You know, he is the Chris Jericho. There's no one other. He beat The Rock. He beat Stone Cold. He beat all of them. And then all of a sudden we hear Alberto Del Rio's music, and him and Ricardo come up, and he goes, you know, Jericho, you know, I get it. You were the best. Maybe. Probably not, but let's give you the benefit of the doubt. You were the best on Raw. But me, I'm Alberto Del Rio. And I'm on Monday Night Raw now. So I'm the best. I'm going to be the best. And I'm going to prove it in the main event tonight when I take on Randy Orton, a man who I've beaten before on SmackDown, but never on Raw. So I will love the opportunity. I want to thank Mr. Downey Jr. for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Chris Jericho was like, God, Jesus, shut up, Alberto. We know who you are. They watch both shows because we're the best. And he smiles at the camera real quick. And Alberto, you know, he takes offense to Chris Jericho's remarks, and as Alberto is about, like, he's gotten in the ring, basically. He's walked down the ramp, you know, they cut the promo, you walk down the ramp, blah, 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 all that shit. As he turns around, bam, big enziguri right at Chris Jericho, knocks him down. Jericho looks to try to get out to fight him. Alberto rolls out of the way, laughing that he got one over on good old Jericho. Is this the end? Probably not. And we have an amazing match. Jesus, I forgot how jobber matches can be good. Tyler Breeze, who's not really a jobber, former tag team champion, takes on Kofi Kingston, a former world champion. You know, former, you know, just all-around good wrestler. But Kofi Kingston does put in the effort, and he does beat Tyler Breeze. You know, there is some commotion at ringside. We're not too sure what that is at this moment. But, you know, a very competitive match between Kofi and Tyler Breeze. It's good to see Tyler Breeze get his little stock up yet, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know he's not going to beat Kofi Kingston. But what we don't know is that the Kings of Wrestling come out and they just start beating the shit out of Kofi, just like they've started doing. We don't know why exactly Kofi Kingston has started this, or I'm sorry, the Kings of Wrestling have started this, but, you know, they're just attacking poor old Kofi, and Cesaro looks to hit the Swiss Death and like an assisted version with Chris Hero as he's about to throw Kofi in the air for Cesaro to hit. Bam, RKO into Cesaro from out of nowhere. Chris Hero he manages to escape a RKO just seemingly out of nowhere. Pun intended, and he drags Cesaro, and Randy's looking back. Kofi is back up at this point. He looks up at his savior, a man he has had a lot of problems with in the past. I don't think that needs to be stated, as the Kings of Wrestling retreat, and Kofi and Randy just kind of look at each other. And in effect, Randy Orton has saved Kofi Kingston. That is not something that you would think you'd ever hear about. And then we have a NXT title defense. Austin Aries, basically on commentary, we talk about how Austin Aries has basically said, as long as he doesn't defend the title, as long as he defends the title tonight, he does not have to defend it at Extreme Rules, which the commentators also point out is bullshit. The match has been made. It's going to be Extreme Rules. Kevin Steen, versus Austin Aries. But Austin Aries still, you know, I guess he didn't get the memo, because he does fight Kylie O'Reilly in this match. And he puts up a decent effort. You know, Kyle O'Reilly, you know, is good, but this is a singles match. He's more of a tag team guy. And on the pecking order is not good enough. Austin Aries has really ascended the ranks, and he eventually gets the last chancery in submitting Kyle O'Reilly, making the 10th defense of his NXT title. The former double champion with the United States Championship, no longer as such, however, because Sami Zayn currently has it. And Kyle O'Reilly, unfortunately, no title for him. And as Austin Aries then grabs the belt and goes, see, this, I don't need to defend this anymore. This is mine. He's basically bitching. And Kevin Steen just kind of walks through the crowd. The crowd's pretty hype. He just walks down the ring. The camera follows him just nonchalantly, climbs over the stairs, slides into the ring, turns Austin Aries around and kicks him right in the cock, picks him up, package pile driver, immediately rolls out and walks back up the ramp. You know, he didn't really need to do that, but he's Kevin Steen. He can do that if he wants to. And Austin Aries is just laid out, unfortunately, for him. And yeah, we are going to see that match at Extreme Rules. Can Kevin Steen win the NXT title, or will Austin Aries keep a hold of the one title he has? And we have a very good 6-man tag as the new tag team champions Air Harem and John Morrison team up to defeat England's Finest. England's Finest, of course, put in a good effort, but, you know, essentially how this again, I don't really, you know, do the whole match. Oh, Jesus. I don't really do a whole, like, match, like, setup, how it works. But if I had to, you know, at some point, Magnus and Douglas, they isolate Evan Bourne, and they're just beating him down, and Evan Bourne looks out, and on the announce table, right next to Michael Cole, we see the body pillow, as you could see in the picture there, and he starts hulking up, and he just beats the shit out of everybody. He's just throwing all kinds of maneuvers out. Eventually, the hot tag is made of John Morrison, who then hits a Starship Pain on a Doug Williams for the win. Very good match. Very, very good indeed. And the feud between these 6 men are going to probably keep going on. I don't know why I keep saying that. Like, of course, it's TEW. That's how it fucking works. So we cut backstage, and we see Kofi Kingston, like, kind of in the medical thing. Bruh. He's backstage in the office, you know, where they treat you, you know, the kayfabe office, not a real one, you know, and he's getting some, you know, like some ice packs and shit, I guess. I don't know. They I think it looks stupid, but, you know, we're WWE. I mean, fucking Robert Downey Jr. is the general manager. And he's getting that as Randy Orton walks in, and Kofi walks up, and he goes, "I'm not dumb. I know you absolutely hate my guts. You've told me this before, years ago and just a couple months ago. You cost me the title that meant everything to me. So I want to know exactly why you think you even should help me out." And Randy Orton just looks Kofi up and down, just goes, "Everybody gets one." And he walks away. And Kofi is just, he just thinks about that for a bit as we cut in and out. And then we have the in-ring confrontation. It's Daniel Bryan. This was announced before the show. It's Daniel Bryan meets Triple H. And Triple H is just, you know, he's got the dick nose. You know, he's got the big nose. Daniel Bryan has the WWE title. He's in his ring gear. Triple H is still, like, in a suit. I just changed the picture because I felt like it. And Triple H, you know, he comes out, you know, there's thing. I forget if we did this. No, we didn't do this at the thing. At the draft show, I'm sorry. It's been a while. I did watch the episode, but I immediately forgot because I have small brain. But Daniel Bryan, you know, he just points at Triple H. He's like, what is this? What are you doing right now? You look like a goof in this big-ass suit that can't barely even fit you. And Triple H goes, "Daniel, you took everything from me." Daniel's like, I did, really? I did." And he goes, "I'm challenging you for the WWE title at Extreme Rules." Daniel Bryan goes, "Oh, here we go. I didn't see that one coming. Never would have thought." And Triple H goes, "All I have to say to you, little man," and Daniel Bryan goes, "My fucking God." And Triple H just, you know, continues on just saying, "All I have to say to you is you don't deserve that title. You don't deserve to be here. Your problem is you expect everything to be handed to you. You expect, just because these fans like you, to get everything you want." And Daniel Bryan just interrupts. He's like, "Oh, really? That's my problem? That's my problem, Oprah? Okay, all right. I'm just going to flat out say it. You're such a fucking hypocrite. It's almost painful to watch. I want handouts. Are you fucking kidding me? You just recently made an entire group. You restructured the entire company from both a wrestling, economic, and even political standpoint, just so you can come out on TV and talk with your wife. That is insane. You're a raging dumbass. Like, do you not understand how much damage you've done, Trips? Do you not imagine how much damage you've done, Paul? You know, everyone back there, you know, I hear it all the time. And you stick out talent, and that's great. And you've talked before, you like talent, but at the end of the day, you only hire talent to prove one thing. One thing. This may not even be right. This is just my personal theory, but I think you know it's true. You hire all these guys. You've hired all this talent around you so you can look good. So you, at the end of the day, can be the star. Because if you're on the top of the card, to you, that means you're better than them. And if that's not the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard, I don't know what is. Alright? Like, you had people almost killed. Your father-in-law is in a coma. And what did you get for it? Kofi Kingston beat your ass. You're in this monkey suit. You've completely fucked the company. Robert Downey Jr. is the general fucking manager. Your best friend was beaten up by the muscle that you didn't even really use, and you've lost everything. Your protege isn't even on this fucking show anymore. You want to talk about handouts? I mean, my God, you basically almost started your career. You talk about the game, but the game's been dead. And I don't mean the game's been dead since, like, your 2009 DX or, just recently. No, bro, you have been not the game since, like, 2000. Once you started sticking the wiener in the boss's daughter. You lost everything that made you not cool, but good. So at Extreme Rules, yeah, we're gonna have a match. I'm going to win. There's nothing else to say. Absolutely nothing. And he drops the mic, and Triple H is just there silent. He does like the thing where he breathes really heavily in his nose. And he just looks as Daniel Bryan just walks away. Just confident. I mean, he just assumes he's gonna beat Triple H. And with confidence like that, you gotta wonder if he really can just walk in and just beat him without any real problems. We cut after that to some tag match. We have the Motor City Machine Guns taking on Pride and Honor. Two guys who have been on the show. They're jobbers basically. I'm trying to be nice about it, but everyone starts from somewhere. And the Motor City Machine Gun, I'm gonna say Guns. God damn it, I should have just made it the fucking Guns. But the Motor City Machines do defeat Richie Steamboat with a Made in Detroit 1406. Not really much else to say. But we do have our main event, and boy, what a main event it is. It's Alberto Del Rio versus Randy Orton. And these two, Randy Orton comes in. He's not in the best mood, after a lukewarm reception from Kofi Kingston. He's not in a great mood. And Alberto Del Rio kind of annoys the shit out of anybody. I think that's pretty obvious. But for his first match on Raw, going up against one of the titans of the brand at this point, has been well established for about a year. He's doing good things for them, as we can assume, as Alberto just completely goes off on Randy. He kind of out-wrestles him at points. Randy's not the greatest wrestler, despite the match him and Edge had just, a couple months ago. That's not how that works. But Randy Orton, at the end of the day, is a smarter wrestler than Alberto. And by smarter, I mean not as fucking cocky. Because every time Alberto Del Rio gets a little steam going, he does something fucking stupid. And, he probably smiles to Ricardo and that. But just as Alberto is looked to get ready to hit get the cross arm bar locked in, he's going to do that thing where he jumps up with it first. Chris Jericho comes in. The ref's back is turned for a bit because Ricardo is trying to distract. Alberto is probably trying to hit him with something, maybe like a ring or something. And Chris Jericho, bam, code breaker, rolls right out of the ring. Randy Orton just sees this and is like, okay, and just grabs Alberto back up. RKO, 1, 2, 3, and that is our main event. Chris Jericho screwing Alberto Del Rio on his very first match on the brand. But that's not the end. The end of the show sees the Kings of Wrestling slowly sauntering up. You know, Cesaro's tugging at the neck, but Cesaro's a strong motherfucker. He doesn't give a shit about that RKO. They look like they're ready to 2-on-1 Randy. Went out from behind. Bam! Kofi Kingston hits both of them. They then kind of separate as Kofi goes to the ring. He grabs a microphone. Randy is just looking at Kofi. And Kofi goes, I'm not exactly sure what you expect to be doing with this Kings of Wrestling. If you want to go up the card, I know you've talked about it, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's me and Randy. I get some chuckles from the crowd. But if you really want to go big, you really want to hit with the big boys, Extreme Rules, me and Randy versus you two. The crowd goes nuts because like, oh my God, Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton, you know, in the same match. And Randy Orton, he looks odd. Like, he doesn't look mad. He looks kind of neutral. You expect him to be a little different. But Kofi Kingston has made the challenge, and by the nods of Kings of Wrestling, they seem to be accepting it. Extreme Rules, it's official. Kings of Wrestling versus Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton. That's going to be one hell of a match as we finish the show. 98, you know, up in 19 regions, all this other shit I don't give a shit about. But yeah, you know, if I sound a little odd, it's just because it's been a while. it's been quite a while. But I wanted to thank everybody for sticking around. I want to thank everybody. I hope you keep watching with the return of the series. I have made plans. I basically have Extreme Rules booked. Once that happens, I'll focus slightly on the USPW stuff. Just get a bunch of episodes out, and then vice versa, basically. I have a plan, is what I'm trying to say, if I wasn't a fucking idiot. But yeah, great episode. I love the main event. Love the storytelling. I like the Daniel Bryan stuff. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you for SmackDown.